to slap it on, and the first thing we're going to do is make sure our wheel's going the right way, and it is, okay? And then we're going to brace our left elbow on our left knee, and put a little bit of water on this, and then let this push with uneven sideways up. I'm going to join it with my right hand and push down, lean in and down, and it's going to come to center. It kind of has to. At this point, I can go full tilt, really leaning in and down. In good shape. I'm going to cone it up. I'm going to push with this hand and pull with this hand. Pushing and pulling, and that's going to pull it up into a cone. My top of the hand is in a triangle shape. If it starts to get hollow here, press it back down. I join my fingers always some way. You will do that too. You just have to figure out which way you're going to do it. Cone it up. This will help wedge your clay and help center it. Okay, also you can take off some of this at the bottom. That's going to even it out. Push it back down. And you can do this 2 or 3 times. Sliding your hands around as you do it over the top. It takes a little longer to throw a vase than a bowl, because there's more shape involved. Get rid of some of this. Okay, you want to start pretty low. Always. Some people start and just think if they drill into it, they can make the object, but you can make the project, but you really want to pull a wall. You don't want to just drill and squish it. Okay, that's probably good enough. Clean it up. So we're going to open by just holding it like this and putting our thumbs in a little bit, not a lot, just a little indentation, some water in it. Hold it with this hand, little finger, big finger. Drill. Okay. You can measure it with your pin tool, but make sure you're not going too far. Pull out, not very far. Compress the sides of your finger and your thumb. Compress. They do this kind of quickly because these are basic steps, I hope you know. I'm not making a very big interior because I want that to have a small foot. Let's see if we can do it. Remember, everything you make starts as a cylinder. At least for us, okay? So now I'm going to slow down and pull the wall. Oops, stop it. Remember, when I pull the wall, my hand's not sideways, I moved it this way. So let's see, up we go. Fingertip to fingertip. My right finger is just sort of riding on the outside. You can pull away some extra clay if it was uneven. Adjusting the speed as you go. Feeling what feels right for you. Pushing it down. To the top, if it falls like that, press it down. It's not unusual. I'm going to just pull the top. Again, you can pull with your knuckles sometimes, or a rib. I've got a lot of clay here, so I'm going to dig it out with a stick. With this hand, I'm going to claw it out. And see if I can get some of that clay to come up. Make this into a cylinder first. Already the base has gotten wider, which is why you should start with a fairly small base. So you can't help it but get wider when you stick your hand in there. Notice my hands are locked on the outside. I'm playing with the side of my finger now, because there's a lot of clay for me. Okay? And I've got this part of my finger. Different parts of your fingers sometimes, but it's still point to point. Okay? Now fairly big. Okay. Clean up the water. How are we going to get it to move in? So we've got to choke it there. You're going to hold your hands like this and pinch and pull up. Got to go pretty slow. I got some water on the outside. Okay, and pinching and choking from the outside. It's getting narrower. Makes kind of a triangle shape on the top. And it's getting narrower. That's choking. Now when you choke, you make the clay thicker here, so I can go back and pull and make it it in again. But this time my fingers are in a different position. They're not opposite each other, they're like this. And that will make the clay fold in. If I want to go the other way, I'm going to move my hands the other way. And I'll fold out. I'll choke some more. It's a pretty wide base. And up it comes. Always start choking near the bottom. Don't just start choking in the middle. It looks funny. It's so much fun. Okay, get some more clay up. And this, I'm going to move my hands, the outside hand over the inside hand, and it's going to fold in. You can keep doing this till you can get it pretty much as tight as you want. I mean, you can throw a bottle. Good. And if you have time, it takes a little while. Keep folding it in. There are some techniques where you can make it just join itself, and you can do what's called a cheater's lid. That's another story. Before you get too narrow on the top, you want to make sure you go in and get the water out of the bottom, because that would be a bad thing in the base. And make it crack. I'm going to pull up this clay a little bit more, and then I'm going to start, shaping it for my final shape. Now, another way you can shape besides choking it and doing this pull is taking your blue rib and sticking it on the inside and making it pop out. Or you can do it on the outside. You can do it this way to make it go up and around, and it's really handy that way. Or I can use the flat side, and I can make it kind of lift up that shoulder a little bit. Okay. I'm going to cut most of this off in a minute. I want it there right now. It's holding it up. I'm going to trim this, the way we always do, and then flip it out. Okay, I'm compressing the lip. Fold it a little more, I think, and then just press it out. Just the other way. This is sort of a wide mouse base, but I guess it's okay. Again, if you could spend more time just, pushing it in and playing with that lip, but you can't do it forever because clay has a memory and a life, and it'll eventually get what they call tired and go, I'm done. So you have to get used to how far can you push that piece of clay. Okay? So you can spend a lot more time shaping it or whatever you wanted, pushing it up, around. Okay, but now I want to get rid of this on the bottom. I want to trim this again, but I'm not going to do it right now. So I'm going to take my stick tool, stab it in. I'm going to stab off a lot of clay, because I might not be able to foot this very easily. Sometimes you can't foot vases because the top is too delicate or narrow. So I've gotten rid of a lot of that clay because I want this circumference all three different. So now I'm going to take my pin tool, cut in, go around once, peel that away. I like doing that. And then cut this off. And then, this is sort of your last chance to make some changes. Look back at it, go around, put some lines in it if you want, or some decorations or not, doesn't matter. So then I'm going to do this undercut, which I think is handy for the string tool, and it's also handy if you're not sure you can put it, because it just neatens that up a lot. Okay, so now this outline is much neater. Okay? Make sense?